No, yeah, it does work pretty well. It's got to put a little wax on the strings there. Oh, welcome back to An Hour. I'm your host, Freddy Potts. We just wrapped up a nice compelling story about the history of Fender guitars, and now we are ready to move on to our next story. A very compelling story involving affirmative action that has gone all the way to the United States Supreme Court, where it is currently being tried. This is a story of a white Floridian man of Irish descent. His name is Matthew Finnegan. He applied to Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, commonly known as Florida A&M, also as an historically black university. You may wonder why. Why this white man would apply to a historically black university where he would feel out of place. Well, he does happen to be a very skilled trumpeter, and his main passion in life is music. And he has hopes of joining Florida A&M's world-famous marching band, who have made performances on the grandest of stages, to mention a few: Super Bowls, NBA Finals, college football, the works, you name it. And this is the one thing he wants in life. And with more on the story, we will go to our field reporter, Mr. Teddy O'Rourke. This is the one thing he wants.
Why do you apply to Florida A&M?
Well, I just have a love for the trumpet, and I really want to be a part of that marching band over there. They do a great job. I've seen them a couple times live, and they're just really electrifying. They get the crowd moving, and I want to be a part of that. Don't really have that opportunity in high school, and I think I'll be able to display my skills there and just really add something to that program and have a good time, too.
I understand you love the trumpet. I understand you participate in your school bands, community bands. That's what you love. Just tell me a little about your love for the trumpet.
Well, when I was about 9 years old in elementary school, it became mandatory that everybody play an instrument, and I picked the trumpet, and ever since then it's been nothing but trumpet for me. I'm a trumpet kind of guy.
So you want to play trumpet at the school, and you apply there. And I understand your SAT scores were a lot higher than the requirements.
Yeah,
like, right?
1980.
1980
out of 2,400.
That's a very good score. And do you know what they usually shoot for?
About 1490 out of 2,400. So I'm pretty high above there.
So why do you feel you got the short end, if you will? Why were you let loose of this band that you loved?
You know what? I think it's because I'm white, to be honest with you.
Really?
This is a historically black university, and I just feel that I was not given an equal opportunity because of my status as a white.
The big day comes, get a letter in the mail, you're excited, you open it up, and you find out you're rejected. What's your first reaction?
I was in shock. You know, I felt that my test scores were way above average, and that my involvement in community activities and, you know, and extracurricular activities for sure would have put me up there. But, you know, I didn't get in, and at first it was a state of shock. And then I just was sad, because this is, my heart was set on marching for the FAMU marching band.
So,
yeah.
So now you find out you're not in. What's your first course of action?
What?
You don't get in. What's your first course of action?
Well, I talked to my parents, talked to my peers, and we decided that it was best that I took it to the Northern Florida District Court. And they didn't rule in my favor, so we took it to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Once again, didn't rule in my favor, so I applied for a writ of cert.
Sherry.
Cert.
Oh, that's money. Oh. Welcome back to An Hour. I'm Freddy Potts, as usual. This is my friend Randall Gibson. He is the attorney heading the case for Florida A&M against Mr. Matthew Finnegan, who we just saw earlier. Now, Mr. Gibson, why did you feel it necessary to reject this young gentleman from your school, despite the fact that he has higher SAT scores and a slightly higher adjusted GPA of your average student?
Well, Freddie, it's not my school, first of all, but representing Florida A&M, the school felt it's in best interest of the school and him, because he would not fit in well with the other students. So it was in his best interest to not attend Florida A&M.
Stop it. Mr. Gibson, there are those who would argue that because Florida A&M is a public school, they are obligated to, I guess you could say, accept those citizens of the United States, and especially the citizens of Florida, who meet the averages, who meet the criteria for getting acceptance to the university. What do you say to those people?
Well, although the fact that it is a public school, they do not need to allow any applicant that does meet the criteria. It's still in the university's opinion whether they want to allow them.
Mr. Gibson, in the case of Gratz versus Bollinger, the Supreme Court ruled against the University of Michigan's point system, which favored minority applicants. So given that ruling, why is it justified or constitutionally acceptable to discriminate based on race?
Well, first of all, the university is not discriminating based on race. And like I said before, the university does not need to accept him because that is not where the university wants to take this program. And it's for the university to decide and not for the court to decide.
For Finnegan, the beat goes on. Alleging racial discrimination and violations and threatened violations of the rights of the plaintiff and the class he represents to equal protection of the laws under the 14th Amendment, attorney Timothy Rosenberg and his client hope to hear similar verdicts of those in Gratz versus Bollinger and Regents of the University of California versus Bakke. Both cases deemed that the use of race as a criterion in admissions decisions in higher education was constitutionally unpermissible. If the court does not agree, Finnegan will have to take his love for trumpet elsewhere. Randall Gibson looks to thwart Finnegan's dream of marching with the Rattlers. He will ask the court to consider its ruling in Grutter vs. Bollinger, when the court ruled that the University of Michigan's admissions policy did not transgress the Equal Protection Clause, and the use of race in admissions decisions ought not be prohibited by the United States. Gibson looks to reiterate to the court that the university judges its applicants holistically, not just based on scores and grades. Compromising many of his usual leisure hours for research on the case, Gibson has high hopes for the Florida A&M side of the case. I'm Freddy Potts, and I want to thank you for watching An Hour tonight on CBS. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you learned a lot. And let's go. Oh, get him, Randy. Oh, that's you, Finnegan. It's over. Yeah.